2,000 years later.
Oh, it is so good to be back. And after having 2 car crashes, it really teaches you that if the universe wants to make you take a break, it's probably better to listen to it, because then you're gonna have a really messed up neck for the rest of your life. But enough about my pain and suffering. I think it's time we get into the story. So back in September of 2019, my friend Alondra messaged me on our group chat, and she was letting us know that there is a contest going on, specifically a video contest. Now, me and my friend Tammy have collabed a lot in my channel, so she thought it would be a perfect opportunity to sign up. The thing was, they wanted money to enter, and we're broke. So we did not decide to go into this contest. But in October, I am assuming they weren't doing so well with the contests, so they opened it up to a free competition. And this is where our time to shine came through. Now, Alondra had some camera experience. Tammy used to do a lot of acting in high school, and I kind of know how to work an editing software. So in our minds, all we needed to do was come up with a scary enough story, and we were in business. So we decided we were gonna enter the contest. We had specifically a month to complete this task, and we were determined to winning the grand prize, which was $100. And since I was already working on a video that month for my channel, I figured this would be a great opportunity to maybe get some publicity on it. So we start getting to work. Me and Tammy ended up meeting up and start trying to brainstorm an idea for the storyline of the video. We came up with like a haunted house type of thing, but we weren't 100% sold. So then we got together at Denny's. Me, Tammy, and Alondra started brainstorming, and Alondra came up with a great idea to kind of do like a Grudge mixed in with a Paranormal Activity type of thing. And all we needed was a house, which I so happened to have one that had just recently burnt down because the guy that my brother was letting live there decided that he wanted to have multiple affairs with different women, and one of those women was the type that she doesn't care if you live or die, and decided to set the house on fire to prove that she really, really loves him. So yeah, everything just got set up perfectly, and we went and scoped out the area, which was perfect, as haunty as it can be, because it was still under construction, trying to get fixed from the previous, fire that I had just mentioned. It was full of pigeons, but filled with even more potential. So we got to work. Alondra started testing out different areas that can have better lighting. We played around with a flashlight. We got Tammy to do some really, really weird and random takes. And overall, it was a good day of filming. We later got together and started talking about what is next and what should we do. I told them that I can recruit my friends. I got my best friend, Lauren, to get into it, and all she requested was for her not to look dumb, and I decided to put a bunch of makeup on her face. Then I got my friend Austin to join in, and all he requested was for me not to mess up his shirt, and I ended up doing that by using honey and blood, and it got all over his shirt. I also got my friend Esmer to join, which she didn't really have any requests. I think she was just happy to be a part of it. And with them joining the team, we went to work on the 3rd day. We filmed all afternoon until night, and it was great. We got a lot of good shots in. Still no real narrative or story, but it was fun. At this point, we were already 2 weeks in, so we felt like we were doing pretty good on time. Not to mention, I felt pretty confident that in the 3rd day, we would figure out what narrative we were going for. So the big day comes, it was time to film, and then everything just fell apart. There was just miscommunication between all of us. Explosion. Everyone just started fighting. This wasn't gonna work out. Everyone obviously felt upset and angry because we wanted it to get done, but it just kind of imploded on us. And so then I was left with all this video that was untouched and not really gonna be used. But then I got this bright idea. Oh, really? What was the idea? Well, my idea was I had all this extra footage, yes, and I decided that I should put it all together like a bunch of little Lego pieces and hope I can just create. I wasn't really looking for a complete story. I just wanted to throw in the elements that was supposed to be in the video and get everything done before the timeline timeline ended, which for the record was about a week before the whole contest started, so it was very nerve-wracking trying to get both videos done at the same time. And what did your friends think? Well, once I got the video done, they didn't seem very pumped for it. I tried my best to try to give it a narrative, and I honestly was very proud of it, but they were just not really into it because that wasn't what we were planning on doing. Oh, that sounds so sad for you. It did not feel great whatsoever. But I talked to my best friend and she reassured me that, you know what, like, worst case scenario, we get last place, and they were right. But if I don't give it a chance, then we'll never know what one extra entry. I still had my other video, and that in itself was already nerve-wracking as it was because it's a narrated story time. So my best bet was hoping to meet anybody that can maybe give me tips about how to edit a little better and maybe take this as a learning experience. So a couple days before the contest, I decided that I was just gonna re-edit it a bit. I worked on it a little more, gave it a little more pizzazz, hoped to God that it was good enough for a contest. At this point, only my best friend and my brother saw the finished product, so my other friends had no idea of any little new changes I had done. So because my best friend was the only one that knew that I was still gonna enter the contest with our video, I figured it'd be fitting for her to help me pick a name for our new group, and we went with Sugar Park. We got 2 BTS members' names and mashed them up together. And she entered the video herself while I entered my other video. Now, after days of just working on the video, it finally is time to present. We all get together to go to the contest. We walk in and there's not a lot of people there. So I was feeling confident because I wasn't sure how many people had entered. And within time, I found out 6 videos were entered. 3 of them, though, were coming from the main people that were making the contest. This is a side note, we were encouraged to come in costumes. That's why I'm dressed up as a dinosaur. Everybody else also dressed up, but I don't remember what they were, so just use your imagination and like leave a comment on what you think everyone dressed up as. I got a little intimidated at that point because we're going against people that have probably been editing their whole life. Like their mother just finished giving birth to them, so their father hands them the videotape explaining to them they needed it edited before Thursday, so they bust out their little leapfrog computer and they start working on it as fast as possible. But I try to keep my confidence flowing. I talked to one of the organizers, we give them our USBs, and we go sit down and wait. After a while, like 30 people showed up. I just am really lazy to draw all those people, so just take my word for it. And after a while, once all the contestants got there, they explained how they were going to judge the videos, which was kind of dumb because they had the audience write down who deserved to win based off of a numbering system. But once that was out of the way, it was time to begin. The first video went on. It was great. We got second to go on, and to my surprise, a bunch of people surprised over what my video contained. I was in shock and how much reaction my video got. The next video goes on. It was also great. Cartoon video goes on. But for some reason, of course with my dumb luck, that's when things start getting a little interesting. The event was hosted by a bar. The bar decided that they were going to keep, the bar open, which meant even though we had an audience in the back room of the bar, that meant people that wanted to just join in randomly were allowed to go in and out as they pleased. Which, is fine if there wasn't another event going on, which so happened to be a high school reunion. Those people were getting crunked on whatever alcohol was available to them. And so they decided to start walking out and creating a little bit of a ruckus. And so the event organizer decided to try to calm them down and explain to them what's going on. They didn't really seem to care, but by the time that he did get them to understand, hey, like, be quiet, it was too late. My video was almost done and not a lot of interest was left for it. To be honest, I was probably better off. I ended up realizing that video was probably just meant for YouTube, so it worked out. Then the final 2 videos went on and it was time for judgment. Everyone turns in their papers and slowly they tally up the numbers on who won. I was really nervous. I did not expect any of my videos to place anywhere. Third got called up, then second. I looked to the sky and I wished upon a star, honestly. And then next thing I know, they say Sugar Park and we won first place. A video that had no narrative, built together like a bunch of Legos inside a box, found its way to make something great. I was in such disbelief. I was just crying the whole time. I went over the papers that tallied up my points and realized all my friends gave me bad points and they didn't rig it, and it felt even more special because that meant every other person in there thought my video deserved to be first. And boy, was that a great feeling. And maybe that's just how life is. You know, you find some Legos and you just build something. And I just hope to do that with this channel now. This last year, recovering from the 2 car crashes that were not my fault, by the way, really put things in my perspective. That sometimes, even though the thing that you've built up with your Legos seems to slowly be crumbling down, it's okay to pick those Legos up and try to rebuild something that you worked really hard to get. I hope everyone that's still here will join me in continuing to build whatever this Lego masterpiece or disaster will become. Also, I'm making a story time of these 2 car crashes, so if you want to know what exactly happened, subscribe please. I don't know when the next video will come out, but I promise I'll try to get it done as fast as possible. I'm sorry, it hurts to sit sometimes. And to draw, it kind of requires you to sit on the desk and just kind of sit here for hours. So bear with me, I'm so sorry. Thank you for the support though, if you watched the video. You guys mean the world to me, and I hope you have a great day. Throwing your Legos away is pointless.